Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I like to share the process and procedure of making a delicious and simple chocolate moist cake. This presentation is under course DUE30022 Communicative English 2. Lecturer name is Madam Nurbazilah binti Khairuddin. Firstly, let me introduce my partner and myself. My name is Nur Aisyah binti Harun, matric number 10DIB 22F1053. My partner name is Alia Shahira binti Muhammad Jalil, matric number 10DIB 22F1059. Before I explain the procedure, I would like to list all the tools and ingredients used in making a chocolate moist cake.
There are several tools available for making a chocolate moist cake. For the first one, mixing bowl, scale, whisk, measuring cup and spoon, sieve, spatula, cake mold, spoon and oven, parchment paper, measuring jug, and the last one, an oven mix.
For the ingredient, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half cup of cocoa powder, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of baking soda, half teaspoon of salt, an egg, a quarter cup of oil, half cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and lastly half cup of hot water. For the topping, we need 200 gram of dark chocolate. Mix it with 150 ml of heavy cream. Firstly, to create a chocolate moist cake, the cake mold is greased with oil. The cake mold is greased because it is important to prevent the cake from sticking to the mold, making it easier to remove the cake once it's baked. This also helps ensure the cake's shape and texture are maintained during the baking process. Precaution 1. In this step, make sure to evenly and truly grease the cake mold to prevent any areas where the cake might stick. Additionally, ensure that you use an appropriate amount of oil to avoid altering the cake's flavor. Next, parchment paper is placed in the mold. Parchment paper is placed in the mold to further prevent the cake from sticking, making it easier to remove the cake intact when it's baked. Additionally, it is used for even baking and can assist in maintaining the shape and texture of the cake. On the other hand, 1 cup of flour, half cup of cocoa powder, 1 cup of sugar, half teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and half teaspoon of baking soda are mixed well using a whisker in a bowl. Precaution 2. You should sieve all these dry ingredients together to avoid lumps when mixing. Precaution 3. Using a clean and dry bowls and tools for mixing is essential to avoid introducing unwanted moisture.
Step number 4. After that, in eggs, 1/4 cup of oil, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence are added to the dry ingredients. All the ingredients are mixed well until the butter is smooth. Then, 1/2 cup of hot water is added into the butter and whisk it. Precaution: accurately measuring the ingredients is crucial. For a successful cake, as precise measurements are essential. Step number 5. The oven is preheated at 170 degrees for 10 minutes. Preheating the oven is important because it ensures that the desired temperature is reached, plus maintained before your cake are placed inside. Preheating allows you to begin baking at the correct temperature from the outset, leading to the better and more reliable result. Precautions. First thing is, always double check that the oven's temperature setting match the recipe requirements. Number 2, to prevent burns, use oven mitts or glove when adjusting the temperature and placing item in the oven. Number 3, be cautious when opening the oven door after preheating, as a rush of hot air can escape in the oven. Step number 6. Meanwhile the oven is preheated, the mixer is then poured into the cake mold. After preparing the cake batter, it is gently poured or transferred into the grease and parchment lined cake mold, and it is baked in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. Step number 7. Next, while the cake is baking, 200 grams of dark chocolate and 150 ml of hot heavy cream should be set aside for 3 minutes. It is used as a topping for the top of the cake to make it more delicious. Step number 8. Then it is mixed until the chocolate melt. It may take 5 to 10 minutes to melt. Step number 9. Then the chocolate mixture is then left for 30 minutes an hour at room temperature. This is done to allow it to cool and thicken. This is often done to achieve the desired consistency for the topping, and it can also enhance the flavor and texture of the mixture and making it more suitable for the cake. Step number 10. Lastly, once it's ready, it should be applied to the cake. If there is extra topping, it can be used for dipping the cake during eating. Enjoy!